huge boost for them.
And of course, the next game they play is the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle, Sunday, 1900 Mecca. And if they are as flat as Jason McAteer currently is, Newcastle win that.
Yeah, he's flat as a pancake.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. You know, it's been a fantastic season, and I got to the point, you were right, I got to the point where I felt we're hanging on now. I'm glad the league is kind of wrapped up. It's kind of ours, isn't it? And, you know, I just thought, have we got enough in the tank to go all the way? And it was a big, big ask against arguably the best team in Europe right now. Statistically, they are. And we got away with one in Paris, but I still wasn't convinced them coming to Anfield that Liverpool could get the job done. And it turned out that way, and yeah, I am disappointed. I am. It's, you know, we've enjoyed our run under Jurgen with Europe, 3 finals, 4 if you count the Europa League. So we've been around, hanging around Europe for the last 4 or 5 years. So it's been a nice run, but not this year.
Has the manager got to go?
I'd definitely get rid of him at the end of the season. He's let me down. Out.
Help me with that again. Gravenberg. Is there a special way of saying Van Dijk?
No.
No. Okay,
No, you've done it well.
Okay, thank you. In which case, here is Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil, penalties are cruel always. It wasn't to be Liverpool's night tonight.
Unfortunately not. So it was a very intense, great game of football, I think, and to be part of it as well. I think obviously it was a totally different Liverpool than what we showed in Paris. But unfortunately, we out on penalties, and that's the reality.
Was the key maybe not making the most of those chances you created, especially second half?
Well, I think even the first half, I think we created dangerous moments. Obviously, you know that they have the quality to create them as well. But yeah, eventually it comes down to penalties, and yeah, unfortunately we lose.
Yeah, what do you say about those guys who've stepped forward and obviously not scored?
It's part of football. I said to the guys, you know, don't be. Obviously, you can be disappointed because we're out of the competition, but it's chin up and get ready for the next challenge. It's a beautiful one on the weekend, so we go again.
Does it feel like a shock to the system, having been so good for so much of this season?
I think we were pretty good today as well.
I mean, just going out.
Well, yeah, obviously you want to go as far as possible. And obviously, when the draw came and we knew we had to play against PSG, we always knew that it was going to be very difficult. And we saw it obviously in Paris, where we struggled, but we won. And today I think we showed a much better Liverpool side. But unfortunately, about the competition, that's the reality, and we have to accept it.
How good are this PSG team? You can hear them celebrating. They obviously feel this is a huge win. What do they have that caused you problems maybe over the 2 games?
Well, especially the first game, I think. Obviously, the man-v-man press. The amount of times that we didn't find the right solution, the right pass, because there were loads of spaces to go in between them. And I think the game in Paris was definitely a game from Alisson, but we didn't do as well as we did today. I think today, from the first second till obviously in extra time, where obviously fatigue kicks in for both sides, then start to become a little bit more open. But I think, especially in the regular time, we showed a very good game. And but listen, we can speak about the game for ages, but we're out of the competition. That's the reality.
Will it feel like a missed opportunity in its way as well, having been so good in the league phase?
Well, it's part and parcel. If you're in the knockout stages, where we are, and you play against PSG, which team is obviously very, very good, then there is a chance that you get knocked out. And unfortunately, it happens to us. But we have to accept it. We will.
Obviously, come again in this competition next season.
Champions League is an amazing competition to be part of, so keep fighting for it.
And a final, as you say, to look forward to at the weekend. There has to be a response. There's the great chance for it to be a special response.
Or response, I think
a victory.
If we would play with the same intensity and quality that we did first in regular time, then it's going to be a beautiful game. But the focus will be now on recovery. because everyone has to do that in order to be at their best in the weekend against a very good Newcastle, I think, in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward.
Thank you.
Neil and Kenny, you've been with me for a long and pulsating evening for the most part. The first half certainly was spectacular. Kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit after that. I think maybe the energy drained out of both teams at certain times, but we have deserved winners in Paris Saint-Germain, lads. I think we're all saying that.
Yeah. I think over the two legs, especially. I mean, first leg they were phenomenal. We talked about Alisson before the game. He was the reason why I think Liverpool were still in the tie, and then spells tonight as well. I think. First half as well, they had some great chances in the game. PSG, Liverpool, to be fair, second half were a lot better. But again, when we went into extra time, I thought PSG had the better of the chances, and another brilliant save from Alisson, from Dembele in extra time as well.
We can have a look at the goal that got them back into it and ultimately got them the penalty shootout that got them through the tie.
Yeah, me and Kenny had a bit of a disagreement on Alisson at half time with regards to the goal. I mean, Lenny's right as well when it comes to Van Dijk. We think Van Dijk should be pressing here. Dembele turns in the middle of the pitch. Van Dijk's too far over, of course. And now they're banging trouble. Obviously, they're really stretched at the back. And I think Kanate, if you really want to break it down, can he go with his left foot and clear for a corner? He's overstretching. In Alisson's defence, I think he's definitely onside, as the sort of semi-automated offside shows. He's onside. But at this point, Alisson think that Kanate's not going to make it. And he's going to make himself big in the face of Dembele. It is a bit of a mix-up, don't get me wrong. But it's such a quick decision that Alisson has to make. And Dembele's left with a simple tap-in from a couple of yards.
Neil, where are you on that one?
Where am I on that one? It should never got
the blame.
It should never have got to that point because they pressed PSG right in the left back position, one pass on, and the belly's in 15 yards of space. I still don't know what Virgil was doing so far over on his own left-hand side instead of sliding across and stopping Dembele from getting turned and would have killed the attack off. In terms of the instant, I mean, it's a split-second decision for both of them, really. Kanate's on the stretch, going back facing his own goal. Alisson's thinking he's trying to read the pass.
Liverpool created 3 or 4 really good opportunities and didn't score. And then, like Ruud said, Vitinha started getting on the ball, dictating tempo, started playing little passes. Then Dembele started becoming a nuisance and a pest. Barcola was starting to stretch him. Kvaratskhelia was getting on the ball, and then all of a sudden, bang! Out of nowhere, they get the equaliser to go 1-1 over the tie, and then it kind of cancelled each other out, didn't he? Liverpool dominated the second half, but without really asking Donnarumma too many questions, and they cancelled each other out. And Andy's right, last 15 minutes of extra time, you just felt, Liverpool were hanging on, and both teams just went to penalties, and it's a lottery, isn't it? It's a lottery with the penalties.
Too far ahead of ourselves, but I also think that has a bit of an impact on what happens Sunday. The extra time, and Liverpool now going to that final
Newcastle.
flat.
It's like waiting for them.
Very hard.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the disappointment plus the extra time. There's 2 big factors that go in Newcastle's favour.
They've got to pick themselves up now.
But,
He said, hopefully.
Do we have to give also the coach an unbelievable compliment? Because in the beginning of the season they said, don't you miss all these big names and things? And he said, no, I have the youngsters, I have them. And he showed it. They played excellent football, very mature also. And I think that we all agree, if Dembele makes better choices, even better choices, because he was losing the ball so many times for nothing. If he makes better choices, he can be one of the best players ever. But it's brilliant, and then sometimes you think to yourself, why you give this ball away?
He's hit and miss.
Plenty of time yet to discuss what's happened at Anfield, and we'll wait for reaction as well. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we have the other 4 ties. The early one, Lille Dortmund. There's life in that. Atleti Real Madrid, plenty in that. Aston Villa 3-1 up against Club Brugge. Villa win, they will play Paris in the quarterfinals, and Arsenal done. 7-1 up. Right,